Hey,
I'm gonna make a
hey,
note
hey.
to talk to
We're
Jordan's music therapist today.
oh, that's right. Speaking of music, kick it off,
Yeah.
Ryan.
It's time for bed, oh, it's time for you. Mom and Dad says what you gotta do. We don't care if you ain't tired. Take it from the one whom you so admired. It's bedtime for Ella Missy. Don't you cry or go a hissy. No more games and no running around, 'cause we don't wanna hear another sound. Just take your bear and get tucked in and don't make us swear again and again and again.
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. This is Carly, and I am here with my favorite guest, Carrie, Jordan's mom. Yay!
Hi, Carly. Hi, everybody.
So, for those who don't know or don't remember, Carrie is Jordan's mom, and Jordan is Ella's beau. Jordan
Yeah.
is everything that makes Ella so happy when she hops in her golf cart to go and deliver another rainbow bunny to Jordan.
And Jordan is the happy recipient of a Ella bunny that
Oh, that's right. That's right.
smells like Ella. To the point where he doesn't want to give it up now, which is that's new.
I
That
mean, I think that is kind of adorable, right?
it
Like,
is. Normally it was fine, but like I think I mentioned, I tried to take it off his bed to bring it to bowling over
yes.
spring break, which we will talk about, and he would not let me bring it out of the house and put it back on his bed.
Well, I mean, so Ella loves to bring Jordan her rainbow bunnies. Ella loves to give away the rainbow bunnies, but
Yes.
she has instant remorse and then she's pining for that bunny. And I don't know if it's exactly because that's her segue to go see Jordan again, right? Or go see whoever it is again.
Yeah.
Or if it's just, hey, you need the bunny, so I'm going to give it to you. And like, oh, snap, now I don't have the bunny anymore.
Yeah.
But her and I talked about it, and she wanted to bring number five to
Yeah.
Jordan. Then she started to miss number five. And you were going to bring five to bowling last week when we were hanging out trying to survive spring break. And Jordan
hmm
was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad Ella was okay with it not returning. Not that she had
Yeah,
asked for it at that point, but I was
yeah.
trying to, predict. And don't you wish you had these things on video? Like I have them in my head, like to
Every
see
second.
if this just could be recorded,
I
to see
know.
him take it out of my hand, say no, put it right back, so gingerly too, so gently back onto his bed in the spot where it's supposed to sit. I was just
Right.
like, that's just adorable.
It really
He
is. I
he,
mean, they
he really can be sweet.
They need they need GoPros on them at all times because
There you go.
they are
Like a
full of
chip.
entertainment.
That's probably going to happen someday. I go to these speaker series things and stuff, and they're putting chips. We'll have contacts that we can wear that will record.
Yes. Oh,
We're
wouldn't
gonna.
that
I
be
mean,
something?
someday
And then we
that'll
can take
be.
them out, put them into our computer,
Yeah.
download what happened for the day,
I don't even
and
think you have to take them out. I mean, it's just going to be so crazy.
oh,
Technology really just advances. It's insane the things you hear from the people that are
oh,
working on these things,
so the Carrie and Carly show will be coming to a
right?
theater near you when we
Right?
can get constant good footage of Ella and Jordan.
Yeah.
Last night, Chad walked up to Ella and he's like, Ella, I got something in my pocket for you. Got a surprise for you. And she's like, and he goes, gives her the fist bump.
Does
And
she
Ella
know what
goes,
that is?
oh, yeah, she totally
Oh,
does.
she totally.
And then she
Yeah.
does like a dab. Like,
Yeah.
don't do that, Daddy O. That's terrible. And
Uh
he's
huh.
laughing so hard. And she says, Daddy, come here. Something in my pocket. And she pulls it out and does it to him.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I
I
mean,
love it.
just stuff like that
The
I wish I
banter.
could capture, you know?
hmm
I'm just not,
hmm
I'm never ready. I'm never ready for it. But speaking of never being ready, we're never ready for spring break, are we, Carrie?
I mean, as they get older, and one thing I try to appreciate about this is that it's a normal transition when they get older to kind of dread,
Yeah,
the
you're
long
right.
stints when they're home. I reflect back a lot on when Jordan was little. I have, memories coming up on social media where I'm like, Jordan's on spring break. I'm so happy when he was young, and
Yeah,
so happy to have him out of school so we could just hang out in our jammies and
yeah.
be best buddies. And now, no, but that's normal, which I like normal, is, oh gosh. they have a week off, or they have Christmas break off, or summer, God forbid summer, especially in Arizona.
I know. I
Or
know.
even if I was in California, it doesn't matter. Summer off.
Yeah, it's just,
It's painful.
well, I will tell you that even Carter's going to be 18. And when he is on a break or whatever, he is a recluse in that man cave of his. And I am constantly just on him, like, come get some fresh air. Get a little sunlight on your face. Can you do something? Get out of the house, you know?
Yeah.
So it does get under my skin too when these boys are at home. Now, the upside for me with spring break is that Ella gets to sleep in. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she likes to sleep. Yeah.
Oh, do I relish in the fact that we are not arguing, screaming at each other, you know, what outfit is she wearing, not wearing? She wants to look like she's homeless when she goes to school. It drives me bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I know that most of the teenage girls, this is what they're wearing. Joggers, baggy shirts, they all look homeless when they go to high school. It makes me insane. It makes me insane. And Carrie, I feel like you stand with me on this because Jordan is so well dressed whenever he goes anywhere. He looks perfect. And I feel like you have taken this oath. My son has a disability. I'm going to make his life as easy as I possibly can by making him look and smell and be presentable when we are out in public because everything else is hard enough. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I have that control, which he doesn't care. Who was I talking to recently? And it wasn't you, but somebody was saying something about dressing, and I'm just like, he doesn't care what he wears. Somebody in there. Where did we go? I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. And he was in his Tommy Bahama polo, you know. John's boss's wife, and she has a special needs grown adult male as well. Okay. But he knows what things are. Like Jordan doesn't know. You know, if I put him in Prada, he would have no idea. Or if I put him in Target, it doesn't matter, you know? Yeah. And so she's like, oh my God, my son would never wear that. He looks so nice. We went out to dinner. That's the night we went to El Choro.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, he doesn't care what he wears though. He doesn't. So I'm lucky that I can do that. But you know what I do not worry about, but I think about sometimes is he doesn't look like probably the boys at school, which, you know, I want him to look like the boys at school.
You want him to blend.
Yeah. Like, okay, so they're wearing, you know, socks up halfway up their calves and, you know, Vans or something, but Jordan can't probably really wear Vans because of his feet. But
right.
So then I'm like, well, I don't want him to stick out like a sore thumb because his mom dresses him like she likes. But he probably does.
And you're right. Like I shouldn't be dressing Ella like a little doll, right? Because that's not what the girlfriends are wearing. The girlfriends are wearing joggers and baggy shirts. So, you know, I frequently do try and put Ella in her little Lululemon stuff. And, sorry, Charlie was about to go barking because he sees somebody in the wash.
Oh. Does he have a little reminder not to bark thing?
No. I just grab his mouth and pray that he won't bark.
Oh, I didn't see him. I thought you zapped him.
So there is a lot of truth in that. I agree. I just want her to look darling whenever she goes to school, and when she gets off the bus, she always looks homeless. I'm like, well, great.
Yes.
Your hair is just the braids are gone. You're in somebody else's shirt, and now you have on the PE shorts, the Desert Mountain PE shorts that are 10 times too big for you. She looks like a gangster, a homeless gangster when she gets off the bus. Can't take it. But circling back to spring break, we did survive it, which was wonderful. And we did some bowling, which is so cute when those two get together and bowl.
I mean, I have to say I'm so proud of Jordan because he doesn't really want to do it. As I've said before, he doesn't like anything outside of his iPad and his phone, as you know.
Right.
And he throws every ball for both of them.
Well, at the end there, he was really throwing them too. He was like, boom.
Yes, he was getting a little bit. Yeah, like you see the he's like, okay, he's starting to understand, let's get this over with, where, you know, he normally just drags his feet. It's like, if you just get through this quicker, it'll all be over and you can get to your device. But so maybe he understood that a little bit finally.
Oh, and they share their French fries together. And then Jordan
Yes.
brings his Oreos and shares those with Ella. And then
Mhm.
they're on their phones sharing music. It's just really cute. And I've got the sweetest photos. I haven't even done any posting yet on Ella's Instagram. I got to get
Oh,
some of those up because they were just so
okay.
sweet together. And then we rode the golf cart over to swap out some bunny business, right? We did,
Hmm.
now you have number seven, lucky number seven,
Yes.
instead of five.
Yes. Yeah, and so I can only like reiterate again, like if we could have a camera when, and you probably do again have some of that when they kind of sit down next to each other and how he kind of smells her.
Yeah.
And I remember I thought he was going to go in for a kiss
I
because he
know.
kind of got a little close to the face, and I was
I know.
like, I don't know,
I don't think.
if he knows that. I don't think he knows that. I don't.
Well, he's not watching it on his news channel where he's learning about stocks. Let's say
The weather,
that.
the weather, watching the Weather Channel. Oh my gosh, yeah. But I think that it's an innate
I
sense.
think so too. Just
You
like
know?
human instinct to have that
Mm-hmm.
yearning for that closeness. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows if you put on like the notebook, who knows what'll happen, Carrie?
If only I could get him to watch it.
Right, 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 right. Oh my gosh. So what else did you guys do over the spring break when you weren't hanging out with Ella and I?
Well, I had this trip planned with a girlfriend to break away for a few days at the beginning. And she has special needs a child as well, and she needs it much more than I do, in my opinion. And she had to cancel because her typical child wound up in the hospital.
Oh,
So I wound up going on my own by
wow.
myself over
That's
to over to Coronado and had 2 nights walking on the beach.
is that
And
like freeing,
I
liberating? What
yeah,
is
it's the first time I've ever done that. I tried to see if I could get anybody to go. That didn't work out, and I told my husband this might not be a popular thing to say to you, but I'm still going to go on this trip. And he was there was a slight hesitation, but barely. And then he was like, okay, but he just made me change where I stayed out of safety.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I needed it. I felt the weight of the world on my chest, and the my throat closing when I thought I couldn't go, because I was really looking forward to it and I really feel like I need a break. My husband travels a ton
Yep.
and he gets outside these walls, and even though he has a stressful life and a stressful job, he
Yeah.
still gets away from this.
Yeah.
And I just felt so
You're in the thick of
strongly
it.
that I needed a break, and it helped because I came back and I was happy and
Yeah.
fine, and I got through the rest of the week. So it was a real privilege for me to be able to do that, for sure.
Oh, that
Other than that,
is
with my boys, we didn't do a whole lot. We didn't even do day trips or anything. I don't
no
think.
staycations.
No, we didn't. But we all survived, and that's what matters, because
Yes.
Jordy was home
Yes.
and John was off as well on vacation, and so
You
all
were
three of us
outnumbered.
under the same roof. Always outnumbered.
The
And we all dog.
testosterone in the house was soaring
Yes.
through the roof, and
So
you got to get away, which is incredible. I mean,
yeah, and like I said, like the things that I really like need a break from are those like grooming things, just the things we have to do every day, which is just, we all have our stuff we have to do. We have to vacuum, we have to, do our chores.
right,
It's
right.
the caretaking that sometimes just starts to really grate on me. Like if I just get these thoughts in my head, like if I have to brush teeth one more time, I'm gonna like lose it. Like it's stupid that I have these stupid thoughts because it's
Oh,
never gonna end. But
I know.
those sometimes they get the best of you, or the showers, or
I know.
or the, like you said, like constantly talk, get dressed, which we all parents do with children, but
But
ours is at a different level.
ours are
And there's
19.
no light at the end of the tunnel. That's where I think it gets heavy.
Well,
Like when you
here,
have typical kids, you're like, okay, they brush their own teeth now, or they get themselves out the door now. But
okay,
this is us every day, and we know it is never ending, and that's where it gets
and I
heavy.
forget. I will tell you, my brain makes me forget. So I'm in conversation with friends who only have children without disabilities, and I'm saying how the arduous job of brushing Ella's teeth every morning is. And I said, you guys just have to say, hey, don't forget to brush your teeth. And they're like, we don't even do that. They just do it. And I'm like, Oh my gosh, that's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even tell them because they just do it. That's such a novel thing. So I know I talk about Ella's teeth brushing a lot on the show, so I don't want to bore the pants off of everybody, but it is just another task in the daily life of, and yes,
Not once a day, it's twice a day.
and it's forever. I mean, I would
And
like to
it's
hope
forever.
and pray that maybe Ella will miraculously pick up that toothbrush and get her teeth brushed on her own. And I'm going to hope and pray for that because
Mm-hmm.
that would rock my world, sister.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell
The
you that.
things we work for. Mm-hmm.
I know. I got to, I've got the three of them, so I kind of forget my schedule a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I got to get away for a couple of nights as well during the break. I went on a retreat with my older son's high school, the Mothers Guild group. And we were up in Sedona at this lovely
Lovely.
retreat, snowy. I hadn't seen snow in years.
Oh, is there still snow on the ground? Yeah.
Yeah, it was actively snowing when we went up there.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
all the
Oh,
rainfall we had?
okay. Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, it was actively snowing on me. I could not believe it. And I found myself a little displaced. I'm
Uh-huh.
sitting there and I'm like, oh my
Where am
gosh, I
I?
don't have to get anybody ready. I don't have to bark at
Mm-hmm.
anybody, yell at anybody, do anything. This is incredible. And like you said, I just felt a huge weight lifted off just talking in conversations with other people about my life and hearing their stories and kind of just sharing and all of that. And it wasn't a misery likes company sort of deal. It was just really uplifting and there
Mm-hmm.
was some great moments of prayer. I have this really great prayer that my very tall, blonde Irish Catholic new friend that I made gave me,
Uh-huh.
and it just talks about not going into the day with fear. Don't fear tomorrow. Don't fear what's coming up. Just trust that God will take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say anymore because I'll start crying, but it's one of those kinds of prayers. So I'll send that over to you. I think
Yeah, please do.
it's powerful. It's a powerful prayer
Mm-hmm.
for moms like us who need to not have that fear and trust that things will all work out. And on that note of working out, we did have a little field trip, you and I, this week, didn't we?
Yeah. Yes, we did. We did our first
Tour.
tour of a day program, a local day program.
So Jordan is going to be aging out of high school a year before Ella. So he's another year in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Ella hopefully has two. She has two, I guess. But at that point, we need to figure out what the plan is for them when high school ends. And that's a huge stress. It's a big
Oh my
bummer.
God. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, both of us have safety concerns with regards to anyone manhandling our child who can't communicate well.
Mm-hmm.
Bothers me endlessly. And yeah, you want to tee it up how this adventure started when we walked in?
Um, yeah, sure. It started out okay. The tour guide was wonderful.
And the rumors
Uh,
of this specific
mhm.
place, were great. The reviews, like people have talked very highly of
Uh-huh.
this
Uh-huh.
program.
Yeah, they've got a lot going on, which is really cool to see. Um, but also, hard to see. Like, so, walking in our first little hurdle, which we didn't talk about until the end, but we both know exactly where the first mistake was made, if you will, or the thing that sent us reeling was the first classroom she attempted to take us into. The door was locked.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
So we just kind of like let that slide, and we just looked at the class and heard from the teacher and whatnot, and then went around and saw the whole campus, and they have some pretty cool attributes to the campus with regard to all the different activities and programs, which was neat. A
Yeah.
dance studio and a
Oh yeah.
jazz room and a kitchen with industrial size
Yeah, we
ovens,
saw like
really cool stuff. Like
really
lots of things to
clean,
do. Lots of
clean.
Yes.
Everything
Clean.
smelled good, well
Mhm.
kept. The
Yeah.
program structure is
Hmm.
delightful.
Hmm.
I mean, I honestly saw Ella in that dance space with the mirrors on the wall, dancing her little heart out, having a blast. And I
Yeah.
envisioned Jordan in the jazz band room
Hmm.
with the dimly lit lights and the instruments on the wall, and him just kind
Hmm.
of, enjoying that environment.
Music. Hmm.
The culinary, the kitchen, the commercial
Yeah.
kitchen.
That
I
was very.
mean, really, this was a top notch, well structured program.
Hmm.
And then now for the cons.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we had two situations where we tried to enter rooms and the doors were locked. So that, again, right
Thumbs
out of the
down.
gate, the first one. So Carly, you were really good in asking, bringing that up. I
Yeah.
don't know that I would have mentioned it. Like what I recognized with that once we entered that first classroom, that there was obviously a male art teacher sitting at the table working with his students, but then there was a female sitting at the end of the table, which gave me comfort to see that there was another adult in the room that's there overseeing what's happening. So then I immediately kind of was like, okay, well, the door was locked. I totally felt that,
Right.
but there was another person in there. So that gave me some,
But
some comfort. Some.
disengaged, right? Like
Yes.
disengaged.
Yes.
And
Yeah, totally.
that bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
You have a job, and your job is not to sit in this chair with your arms folded. Your
Mm-hmm.
job is to engage and make it interesting and enjoyable. And that bothers me. I didn't
Yeah.
like seeing the disengagement.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I think I've just kind of gotten to this place where I've just almost accepted it
Yeah.
because that's just people.
Oh, it's just
Well,
not.
I don't, in this industry, like, I've described before, like the, the assistants at school who don't, I see physically with my own eyes,
Yeah.
them not try to handle a situation, just literally be hands off, be disengaged, like you said, not trying to help my son when he starts to get upset. They just don't want to deal with it. They don't. So you wonder, you want to go up to them and say, this is your job. You signed up for this.
Yeah.
You agreed to work here. You're getting paid. You are failing at your job. When you get reviewed, you should be, you
Yeah.
should be have bad marks in some
Exactly.
areas. Either
Exactly.
change it or go get another job.
Right.
But the problem is, or I don't know, making excuses, there's not enough people, there's not enough staff. You gotta kind of get what you can get. And we saw just a moment in time, and who knows, maybe she was taking a break or who knows. But yeah.
I know. I have this, and then my other, complaint, con, or whatever you want to
Mhm.
call it. Where are the girls? I
Right.
felt like there was such a lack of little Ella girls, and that's kind of what I'm
Mhm.
looking for is her girl gang to
Mhm.
be. Not that she can't interact with boys, but why are there so many boys and so few girls?
Mhm.
That just, So here's a top-notch program, great structure, great, variety. They do field trips as well as all of the other stuff they do on
Yes.
their campus. I
Yeah, they do
just,
productions, they put on shows,
yeah.
yeah.
But maybe I just need to go back and give it a second whirl. I don't know. And then I did a post on Facebook just saying, hey, I'm
Oh, I
wondering.
did see that. Did you get any responses?
I got One Step Beyond.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Anything
And
else?
then I got Courtney's Place. One of Ella's old physical therapists directly messaged me and said Courtney's Place, which is
Mhm.
another lovely facility, like beautiful carpet, clean, state of the art, this and that. A smaller space than One Step Beyond. Um, but there was no action. There was a severe lack of mobility in the clients, and
Mhm.
they all seemed very wheelchair bound or dependent
Mhm.
on somebody else to get them to move. So now I'm picturing, well, now Ella's just dancing with herself in the mirror
Yeah,
because.
that's not the right fit.
So now you visited one in Mesa. What was that one called?
Yes, that is called Guthrie
Guthrie.
Mainstream Services,
Okay.
serving individuals. They have a day program, and they had a group home, an enrichment center, they call
Okay.
it. Um, that was cool. That was big. And that was like what we saw at One Step.
Okay.
It's been a while, but
Did you like that
yeah,
one better?
I did. Better, I wouldn't say. I mean, my thing is trying to, obviously we try to envision our children being there, and my son struggles so much with new places and new, like all I can imagine as I'm walking through, it's overwhelming my senses that how he's going to handle the transition to someplace new and the new people. And that's really what, even though I take in what I'm seeing, but yeah, the place was, nice. It's just, but it was just for me to get my feet wet with regard to what a day program looks like, because I've never seen one. Well, except for the stars that we mentioned.
You have to tell the stars story.
Star story. So, but yeah, engaged. They were engaged. I have to do it again. It's been a while, but it all looked very similar to what we saw at One Step Beyond.
Okay.
Different classrooms, different things going on. The downside was I was just simply touring it, not even in consideration because it's so far away. It's not an option. It's not even an option. So when you're looking at it, I know for a fact that he'll never go here. It's way too far. It's way down in East Mesa. So that's not going to happen.
Off the list. Now go to Stars. Yeah.
So just to get again. So Stars is a place really close to the kids' school.
Yep.
I can't remember how we started there, but the only thing I liked about that program is they would pick him up from school and take him after school. So they do after school stuff. And then he went for a little while during a summer program before COVID.
Did he feel
but I saw the few times I did pick him up, because he would get transported home. There didn't seem to be a lot going on. Oh. I mean, and it really ranges from littles, like they have a split campus from littles to like elderly.
Okay.
So there's areas where there's a whole vocational program in there where there's the older ones are sitting at tables doing work, like line work, actually getting paid. They get paid. That was interesting to see. But it just seemed very kind of lackluster. And I think when Jordan's there, he just kind of sat and I don't really know. I probably shouldn't say, but
you gave him the threat.
But so then I just, so he never really, I got the impression he didn't really want to go there. And so when sometimes you would ask him, you want to go back to Stars? Like there would be a break. You want to go back to Stars? No. And it's hard to know with Jordan, like he doesn't want to do anything. So, but then I started being a mean parent and using it as a threat. When he gets out of line, I threaten him and tell him I'm taking him there if he doesn't shape up. Like I even just did that over, like probably at the end of spring break, he was getting on my nerves. And I said, if you don't stop this behavior right now, I literally am driving you Stars and dropping you off. And so he'll never be able to go back there ever again because I've used this language. It would not be fair to him.
Every parent has used this tactic.
Whatever leverage you can put your finger on. Yeah. And I have very little because he doesn't care about anything.
He doesn't care.
All I can do is take away that iPad, that's all I have.
Right.
But it's not like you're not going to get M&Ms. You're not going to go here.
Yeah, he couldn't care less.
So, then there's, they go to, Rango Honey to do vocational work, right? Through school. And they were supposed to go today. And I had said to him this morning, you're going to go to Rango today. And he was like adamant. He was like, no. And I turned off his iPad. Yes. Because he's so difficult. Okay. No, he is who he is. Yeah. He doesn't like anything. He doesn't like anything. That's why I say like the bowling thing is, it's so nice because he will go. He wants to go. He wants to see Ella.
Yeah.
And even though he doesn't want to throw that ball every time, he still does it. And that's so important that I keep him doing stuff like that. And they take him and make him do things. I showed him video of him doing work at Rango today. But I threatened him.
Yeah.
And I said, and I use threats that I can't even hold accountable. His dad's coming home from a trip today. And I'm like, you will not see your dad if you have a problem at Rango today.
Yeah.
And so that's stupid because I can't, you've got to be able to follow through.
Right.
But it's words I have to, anyways, they wound up not going. What did you talk to the teacher?
I wonder if that was because Ella's teacher was she's in Greece.
Something, and Jordan's teacher said they had some other issue going on. And so they were going to have to punt on going today.
Okay.
But that he would go next week. And
okay.
I worked with her a lot in the last 24 hours on how this is supposed to look and what she needs to do and all that fun stuff. But
good.
Anyways, but there's that. But he doesn't want to go do that either.
So Jordan's loves are the iPad for sure.
Yes, yes. So
Oreos.
yeah, Oreos, yeah. Oreos and yeah, the iPad.
Okay.
And me.
And
When
you.
I'm not here, apparently all she does is talk about me, but doesn't treat me like
Isn't that
that.
wild?
Which
Like,
which again is typical, right?
I brought Ella into school today, and Miss Jen, her aide, came to get her from the office, and she's like, "Miss Jen, this is my mommy. This is my mommy," and it's so sweet and loving. And Miss Jen's like, "I know it's your mommy, Ella," and I'm like, "Can you please remember to be nice to your mommy, because
I know.
you're making it look like we're besties, but you're kind of mean before we got here." I mean,
Hmm.
if you could have seen her too, we're talking like duck lips, slam, slam, and like now.
Hmm.
So
So you had said when you came back from your retreat, you saw a little difference in her the first morning, and that's how we validate us. You can talk about that, and how, I guess the novelty's worn off.
yeah,
You need to
yeah.
stay away
It was,
longer, but
we actually did have a lovely Monday morning. So all those moms that I'm on the group chat with now from the retreat all checked in with me on Monday morning at around 8 a.m. just to see, they're thinking of me this morning, hoping Ella got off okay and the teeth brushing went well. It's just so sweet. And I'm like,
yes, it
you know
is.
what? Your prayers were heard. Today went really, really well. But
Hmm.
then, like, slowly we're getting
Yeah,
back to where we were.
yeah.
So I don't know. I look like a fool. I really have to be on a camera in China somewhere and they're just watching me for pure enjoyment because I look like the town moron with dancing up and down, blasting the Echo Dots music with a toothbrush song, just trying to get Ella to get out of bed and not kick me or pinch me and be happy about it. So,
Hmm.
if I make an idiot of myself, then she's more agreeable.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oh,
Well, we only have a couple minutes left. Every time you're on here, this is so wonderful. The time flies freaking by. Oh,
is it? Yeah.
so I guess that we'll report back with more research to see if we find any other programs or any other
Yes,
options.
we'll have to go see more. It's a fair thing to do, obviously. We'll have to. I'll get some. I'm going to check with Jordan's music therapist today and see if she has better resources with regard to where the girls are.
Okay, that would be
We need to
wonderful.
go check out some of the place to get another perspective. Maybe it'll make this place look phenomenal.
I
Or
know.
and I
And
say we go. And our kids aren't going anytime soon, so we need to go
that's
back
the good
again and
news.
probably do another tour.
Or acquire the vineyard, Carrie. Or
Or then
acquire
there's that theory.
the
Yes, we
vineyard.
have to
So,
acquire it.
folks, I'm putting it out into the universe. This is my big plan, is that I need to hone in on a location of where this vineyard is going to grow the grapes, and that Ella and Jordan and maybe some friends will be working in the fields, collecting the grapes, squashing the grapes, working the tasting room, and Carrie and
Hmm.
I will get to sip wine into our hundreds. It'll be great. My plan is magnificent.
Right?
And I just
That's
see joy, I see laughter, I see pride, and I see harmony. So
hmm
these things need to happen because a grateful heart, Carrie, is a magnet for miracles. So I'm grateful for you, and I am very, very grateful
thank
we
you.
have this opportunity to chat
Me
together.
as well. And our children have brought us together. Thank God. We wish it would have been probably sooner, but
Oh,
it doesn't matter. We have it now, and
yeah.
hopefully my son never does anything that sound awful.
Carrie,
Don't be.
Jordan
I'm
is
so afraid.
cheating on Ella. What
I
do you
mean, if he
mean?
ever does anything that I swear that
When
you
I
know,
call you and say that Jordan kissed Abby during lunch and Ella is off her rocker, we're gonna have a problem.
yeah, yeah, that would be that would be interesting. I'm kind of more worried about hoping he gets upset, like if he does
Oh,
something that
well,
will
It's
really
nothing Ella can't handle. Don't worry about that.
okay.
She can handle. She is tough. That one is very, very tough. She's
Yeah.
seen me fly off my rocker, so she can handle Jordan. Don't you worry. I
Yeah.
mean,
She's
and
she's a cool
sometimes
cookie.
when that stuff happens, that could make a shift for Jordan. Like I don't want to put Ella in a situation, obviously, where she's going to get injured, compromised, whatever. But,
Yeah.
if he were to like swing at her and she were to react to that, what if that shifted something for him? You just never know what good can come from
Yeah.
bad stuff.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we'll just
Yeah.
take it as it comes, my friend. Don't you worry
Yeah.
about these things. Trust.
Yeah.
We're going to trust and not fear that God will take care of them.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Now with that, we are going to play our favorite guitarist's music. Where did he go? Sugar. There he is. All right, Ryan, close us out. Hit it. And until next time, Podcast Mamas are signing off.
Adios. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Carrie.